Hi everyone. Let's take a look at logical arguments. A logical argument states, can we make a logical conclusion based on a given set of premises? We place them into a truth table where premise 1 goes in this spot, premise 2 goes in this spot, and the conclusion goes here. We construct a truth table. If the truth table forms a tautology, meaning all true values, then we know that our argument is valid. If it doesn't, then our argument is not valid. For our first argument, we have premise 1 is P arrow tilde Q, premise 2 is P, and the conclusion is tilde Q. I put the numbers above to tell you the order that things are filled in. First thing filled in is the P, which was true, true, false, false. Next, what's filled in is the Q, which is true, false, true, false. The tilde is done next, and it's the opposite. So true becomes false, false becomes true, true becomes false, and false becomes true. The implication is next, and an implication is only false when it goes from true to false. And that only occurs in the first situation, so that's where my false occurs. The next thing that needs to be filled in is my p-values, which is true, true, false, false. I then see an and symbol. An and symbol is only true when they're both true. Note that that only occurs in the second case right here. The next thing to fill in is the Q, which is true, false, true, false. The tilde tells me to take the opposite, so of course it's false, true, false, true. I now have column 8 right here, and I have to compare column 8 to column 6 across the implication. False implies false is true. True implies true is true. False implies false is true, and false implies true is also true, showing that this is a valid argument. So we can state this would be a valid argument. Let's take a look at the next one. And this is going to be for my first statement, P or Q and P and Q. And then I'm given a P and therefore Q. This is the same setup, and I'm going to number the columns for you, but I'm going to allow you to do the truth table on your own. So of course the first set of parentheses tells me I have to do the P and the Q, and then the or is next. The second set of parentheses, I'll do the P and the Q, and the and is next. I would then compare this column of or to this column of and across this and. This would be the last column filled in from that set. I would then go over and fill in my P. I would compare this and to this P across this and. This would be my final column for this whole set of brackets. I would compare this and to this Q across this implication. When you do, take a look and see if you get that tautology, and if you do, well, then my argument is indeed valid. And take a few minutes and try this. Anytime you try it and you don't get it correct and you're frustrated with it, if you email me your work, I can explain to you why you're incorrect and explain to you where you're incorrect.